Good morning, fellow firewood lovers. This is Chris, and we are once again in a farmer's field where there's piles of wood that we're gonna cut. This might be one of the last trips I'll be able to make here for quite a while. We're supposed to get a ton of rain in a couple days. They said like 1.5 to 2 inches, so where I'm standing will be ankle deep water. This is a very low area, so where I'm going to be doing the cutting on the piles is they kind of put it in low spots, which is right here. You can see how muddy this was. It's all cracked mud right in here right now. So this was all flooded this spring, so I imagine this will be water. But here's what I want to get at today. Here's ash. These are all ash trees right here, this whole clump right through here. So the ones that are spray painted, somebody put some spray paint on. So there's an ash tree there, there. And then down here there's a couple more. It's all through here, and then on the other side over where I parked the truck, because I did kind of a loop around. I drove all the way around the pile just to kind of get an idea of what was here. And so where the truck is parked over there, there's a real big ash tree, and that's where I'm gonna start cutting. So yeah, here's the other side, and this biggest tree right here, this one right here, is an ash tree. That's the one I'm gonna start on cutting, this one right in here. So that is the plan for today. So it's time for me to get cutting. Here we go. So, I pulled a real bonehead move this morning. I forgot to grab my gas can. So all I got is 2 saws with half tanks. Dumb. So, I'm just gonna cut as much as I can. And then luckily, I've got some wood in the pile back over behind the camera to the right over there. And the pile over to the left, I've got some wood that I cut that I just left. So, I can go pick up that wood and pretty much might be able to fill the trailer, come close to filling it. So what I'm going to do then, I think, is take it, dump it, go do my wood delivery, and then maybe come back and cut some more for a little while. So we'll see what happens. So dumb. So there it is. That's what I got done. I tried in the pile when I was cutting to not cut brush. I tried to just go in, as you can see. I just tried to ram in, and I cut from down there all the way through here. So I got as much as I could for now. There's still a lot of good stuff in here yet, so I'll definitely come back because there's a whole bunch of ash in there yet. There's even a piece of cherry up there I saw. So yeah, I'm thinking at least 2 face cords, maybe a little more. And I'll load it better when I get up to the other area, because I'm going to go over to one of the other piles where I've got some stuff already cut that I left I couldn't fit last time. So I'll stack it in, see how much I can get in. I should get pretty close to a full load, and if not, that's okay. I did pretty good considering I forgot to bring any gas. And yeah, I had 2 half tanks is all. One of them was totally empty and the other 2 had just like a half a tank on them. So cut as much as I could. And so we're gonna go over to the other piles and finish the load. So I forgot to turn my mic on when I was doing this. I was loading up some of the cottonwood rounds, and these are rounds I had cut like 2-3 days ago, and this chunk right here was one of the bigger ones. It's probably 22-23 inches across at least. It was like 3 hands across, so I'm just going to whack the corners off. I usually don't like to have to chop wood because it takes too much energy and too much time. I usually just like to rip them in half, but I was out of gas, so I figured I'd just knock some of the corners off of this so that I can lift it easier and get it into the truck. And again, I'm not splitting these down to pieces that are size that I would want. I'd probably split them, you know, in half again. But I'm just trying to take weight off so I can lift it because this cottonwood is very wet, very heavy. A 22-inch piece, which is what this about is, you know, across, this probably weighs 230 pounds. I don't know, it's heavy. So instead of getting another hernia, I figure I would just, you know, whack it a few times, and usually I just kind of hit on the outside edges like I'm doing here, and I do that with oak too quite often. Red oak, if I get a big chunk, just whack the corners off and get it down to manageable size. There it is. The load is done. I drove over to 2 different piles. I went to that pile way over there, and that's where I forgot to turn my mic on. I split that couple big rounds I had and threw those in. And they came over here, and I had some pieces in here that I picked up. So now I have a full load, full enough anyway, and I'm ready to make a run for the border and head to the wood yard and dump it. And then I got to go deliver a load. So off we go again.
There it is. This is the load. It's probably like 90% or more ash. I was over on that brush pile over there, and then on that tree line right there, that's where I cut it. And I had all but just the very last row all ash, so drove over here to where it's pretty much it's just cottonwood, except for there's one ash tree in there I gotta get yet, just to finish the load off. So that is it for today. I'm gonna go back, dump this load, and cool off. It's like about 75 degrees, hardly any wind. It's hot, I'm not used to this. I wish it was more like 40, 45. But that's just the way it is. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, share, call everybody you know, neighbors, friends, cousins, relatives, your girls, best friends, neighbors, daughters, boyfriend, call them all. Tell them they should be watching. See you next time. Same wood channel. Good night, Irene. Look, hey gobbler. GOBLAZ. What gobbler, what not gobbler. I think I could have almost caught him.